Turn up the AC hot takes. You know what it is, it's your boy Fedos Jr. Vargas Dynasty going up. Don't act like you don't know. We're the only three brothers that really running shit in the box.
Welcome to another installment of Turn Up the AC Hot Takes with Reason on a solo edition. Now, we back. It's been a little while since I dropped a video talking about the boxing game, but we back for the first fight of the year. It happened this past weekend. Shakur Stevenson absolutely dominates Teofimo Lopez. New super lightweight WBO champ. He's also the ring champ now, because Teo was the guy at 140. Let's talk about it. What can you say, man? First of all, you can't say nothing negative about that performance from Shakur. Nearly a shutout. 119-109. All three judges had it in favor of Shakur. From jump, Shakur was in control. From jump, Shakur had him figured out. And Teo, I don't really know what his game plan was. I really don't. He was doing a lot of lunging in there, and he was getting caught. He would try to throw a jab to the body or something and try to get in there, and he would get caught. His hands was the hand speed was insane. He could not match the athleticism, the speed, quickness, IQ, nothing of Shakur. Teo could not do anything at all with Shakur on Saturday night. Shakur Stevenson improved to 25-0 with 11 knockouts. Teo falls to 22-2 with, I believe, 13 knockouts. Yeah, bro, let's talk about it. Like, from the jump, like I said, Shakur was in control. Southpaw versus orthodox matchup. Shakur's jab was effective. The most effective punch of the night. That jab work that he had against Teo was some of the best work I've seen in a little while. This puts Shakur Stevenson's jab up there with some of the best in the game. Devin Haney, for example. We'll get to that in a minute. Shakur is just, he's tough to hit. And he puts to rest all those all the hate about him running, him not engaging, him being no power. Because if you look at Teo's face, Shakur definitely got some pop. It was his first fight at 140, and he went for the top guy at 40. And absolutely dominate Teo. Now, I thought Teo had a chance to win. A real chance to win. Now, either Teo's not who we thought he was, or Shakur is just that great that he was just able to neutralize and shut down anything Teo could do. There's a couple of things I want to talk about for Teo first before we get back to Shakur. I still think Teo is one of the top guys, but there's just a gap between him and the elite of the elite. And that elite of the elite is Shakur. Maybe, skills, what do they say? Styles make fights. It could just be the orthodox southpaw matchup. But if you look at the history of Teo, he definitely has some issues with slick boxers, like the Sandro Martins. Who else did he fight? I think Jermaine Ortiz he fought too, if I'm not mistaken. Guys who can box a little bit, he had issues with. And some would say he lost to Sandro Martin. I'm one of them that thinks he might have lost that fight to Sandro Martin, although he was gifted a decision. But yeah, man, I just want to say, Teo, you got nothing to be ashamed of. You got beat by one of the top 5 fighters in the world. There's still a lot for Teo to accomplish in the sport. He hinted that he's going up to 147. There's a ton of work at 47 for him. There's the Brian Norman Jr. fight. He can go straight into that one up there. Just to get his feet wet in the division. And now I'd favor Teo to beat Brian Norman Jr. Who else? He can go up there and get a shot at anybody, really. Any name. Or really, and if somebody like a Lewis Crocker, if Teo moved up and challenged him, going on the road and fighting him over there. There's a lot he can do. And the biggest name at 47 right now, in my opinion, is Devin Haney. And I wanted to mention him because let's circle back towards Shakur. That's the biggest. That fight, Shakur and Devin, winner of that is the #1 fighter in the world, pound for pound, not close, no debate, no discussion, none of that. I'm not saying that fight needs to happen next, but I've always been a fan of that fight. I've always thought the winner of that fight is going to be regarded as one of the top guys in the world. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Some of y'all may think Shakur is going to wash Devin, but highly unlikely. The only person that's ever washed Devin popped on a drug test. Let's be real. Devin really redeemed himself. So that's something I think is going to be down the line for Shakur. I want to see Shakur stay at 140 though for a little bit and clear it out, clean up what's down there. Especially because his boy Keyshawn's supposedly going up to 47, so you don't have to fight him at 40, whatever. So, Shakur can do some things down there, but Shakur's team is on lock. He's got Clarissa Shields, he's got Terrence Crawford, he's got Andre Ward. Guys of that caliber in his corner. Guys of that caliber at his fingertips that he can talk to, he can get game from. And I don't think he's ever going to be like unfocused. With a team around him like that, there's no way he can ever be unfocused, because you look at guys like Terrence Crawford, one of the most disciplined, skilled. You almost never see him have an off night in the ring. And Andre Ward, similar to that, very skilled, very highly smart, high boxing IQ, and he rarely looked bad in the ring either. You know what I'm saying? So Clarissa Shields, arguably the greatest on the female side, and she's always on point. She rarely looks bad in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So a team like that around him is only going to steel sharpen steel. It's only going to help Shakur get better. It's only going to help Shakur see the little flaws in his game and tighten those up. So it's going to be even tougher for someone to be able to expose any of his flaws. Because there's no such thing as a perfect fighter. Everybody got flaws that can be exploited. But you just got to find them. And somebody like Shakur, after he looked against Teo, it's tough to say what his flaws are. And because on Saturday night, he didn't have any. The jab was beautiful. The combinations were working. The hand speed was there, absolutely there. And one thing that stood out to me throughout the fight was in between rounds in the corners, the action in the corners. You look at Shakur's minute in the corner between each round. He's getting specific instruction. There's a game plan that they're following. It was a calm, confident corner throughout the entire fight. On the flip side, you look at Teo's corner. No type of direction. Almost no game plan. No, this is what you need to do. This is what I'm seeing. None of that. Like, all respect to Teo's father. Respect to him for getting his son this far. But it's time. It's time to get a new trainer for Teo. Someone who can be in the corner and give him specific instructions on how to get around the defense of Shakur. Not saying it would have worked, but at least give him something that he can try. Instead of, where's your power? You're going to hit yourself tomorrow. That's not instruction. That's an emotional parent. That's not a trainer. At least not in that instance. I'm not saying his dad isn't a trainer, but I'm saying in that specific situation, he needed to be a trainer and not an emotional parent reacting to what he's watching in the ring. So that's definitely something that was big. And from the jump, man, Shakur, footwork, ring generalship, boxing IQ, jab, power. He had it all. He had it all. So I just wanted to draw my thoughts, man. It's been a little while since I did an upload, and what a fight this past Saturday from Shakur. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Devin and Shakur in another upload that's coming in a couple of days. Also, I'm going to be talking about Keyshawn Davis, and how he looked on Saturday night, stopping Jermaine Ortiz in I believe it was the 12th round with a body shot. We're going to talk about that, his call out of Devin, and now he's backpedaling on that call out. And like I said, also going to talk about Shakur potentially fighting Devin in the future, with the winner of that fight probably being the #1 fighter in the world. So I just want to draw my thoughts a little bit on what happened over the weekend. Shakur absolutely dominates Teo. 119, 109, and I could have easily seen it 120 to 108, because really the only round that Teo won, quote unquote won, was the round that like Shakur kind of took a break to catch his breath or something. And that's really the only way that Teo won that round, was Shakur stepping off the gas a little bit so he don't tire out. But yeah, man, so talk to me. Let me know what you thought was going to happen, and let me know what your thoughts about the fight, and what should Shakur go into next. Speaking of what he might go into next, Conor Benn stepped in the ring. And, that's potentially a next fight for Shakur at 47, but he wants a rehydration clause. So when I do the Devin Haney versus Shakur talk, I'm also going to talk a little bit about Shakur versus Conor, because I think that's a lot more likely to happen next. So until next time, there's been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. Shakur absolutely dominates. He is a new WBO champ at 140, Ring Magazine champ at 140. So salute to you, Shakur. You're absolutely in the top half of the pound-for-pound rankings. Also, my top 10 list is going to be coming very, very soon. There's going to be some new faces on there, especially since Terrence Crawford retired. Canelo's not what he used to be. And Shakur did what he did. So Shakur is going to be on the top half of the list. He was already in my top 10. But I think he's going to be in like a lot of people's top 5 going forward. So until next time, there's been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. Let me know what you thought about the fight, man. And like I said, what you want to see next. Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. We're out.